Awesome. So we are playing Inspectres, Santa Teresa Knights. Santa Teresa is uh, a relatively mostly well-off city on the Southern California coast. Um, lots of rich people, a fair amount of not so rich people. It's built on a peninsula that sticks out into the ocean. It has a big hill, which is, I mean, the whole thing is basically a big old hill. And in general, the higher up on the hill you are, the better off you are. I mention this because all of you will be working at a Inspectres franchise someplace in Santa Teresa. And we should probably start talking about we will do characters and franchise creation, but let me start off with safety stuff. First off, number one, you are more important than this game. If anything comes up in this game that is difficult for you, problematic, whatever, please let me or everyone know. There's a few different ways you can do that. You can either say X card or pause or fast forward or rewind. Fast forward is kind of like, this is okay, but can we just kind of cut to the next part? Pause is, can we take a pause and either talk about this or give me a minute or etc. Rewind is, can we try this a different way? X card is basically rewind, so you can use X card as well. We'll be using Roll for Your Party, and Roll for Your Party has buttons that will send that as a little pop-up to everybody who's on the page. So that's another way you can do it, or you can put it in chat, or you can put up a big X. In general, using either the Roll for Your Party or actually saying something is probably going to be the fastest way to make sure that that happens, because it's possible that someone doesn't, I don't have chat open, or I'm not on that page, or I don't see you, and any other things can happen. Let's see here. If you are not having fun or having a difficult time, or like some emergency happens and you need to like drop off from the game, awesome, do that thing. Take care of you, take care of your life, etc. That's, again, more important than this game. Okay. While we're at it, I would like to do lines and veils. So basically, this is a line would be something that you most definitely do not want to see happen in the game, and a veil would be something that you prefer, if it had to happen at all, that it happened kind of like off screen, kind of like fade to black, etc. And let's see here. If actually, here's what I will do before we do this. Let me get you guys the Roll for Your Party, which is here. And if you have not used it before, there's a label section, which you'll see I've already used to create the library card, the gym card, credit card, bank. If there are any sorts of lines or veils, go ahead and create a label. Have it say like line, colon, and then the thing, or veil, colon, and then the thing. And if we need to get any kind of further information about it, then I will ask. But this way, we can kind of do it anonymously, so you can not be linked to it in case that makes you uncomfortable. So if you have any lines or veils that you'd like to put on, go ahead and stick them in as a label, and we will play with those. Okay. Where am I here next? Okay. Before I continue my rambling here, does anyone have any questions so far? Nope. Okay, cool. So, let me get you guys a character keeper. I'm using the one that our player Rich Rogers put together. Thank you, Rich. And so, let's see. I've got my book. I'm gonna dig out the character creation section real quick, just to remind myself. Right. Okay. So, actually, we should, we do character creation first and then franchise creation. Okay. Yeah. My kind of thought, and you guys can decide otherwise if you want to. My headspace was thinking that you guys likely were former attendees of Santa Teresa High School. You probably went to multiple years of community college at the nearby community college. And then like the .com thing happened. Startups started to happen. This is early 2000s. And you guys saw like a chance to make some money because Santa Teresa has always had some weird stuff happening around it. And one of you guys found out about this Inspectres thing, and thought about franchising. Maybe you got your rich parents to throw down some money, or you convinced a bank or something like that. But that's kind of where I was thinking. So maybe kind of like, I don't know, outside of like whatever age you want to put that in. But that is totally, if you guys do not have any interest in doing that, that is totally cool as well. If you want to be like kind of from elsewhere or whatever, I'm totally down with that. That's just kind of stuff that I was tossing around in my head. Let's see here. Jen, what do you think about that?
That's what I signed up for.
Awesome. Richard, are you cool with that?
Yep.
Awesome. Sam, are you cool with that?
I am. In this kind of vein, it might be fun to be part of a startup incubator or something. I'm thinking of like kind of like the Silicon Valley show or whatever kind of dynamic. Or want to play with that? I don't know how that fits into this particular. It sounds
we
like
possibly be able to, but I mean that feels like a question to ask when we do franchise creation.
Fair enough. Well, as pitched, I'm totally on board with what you're.
Cool. And Simon, are you cool with that idea as well?
Yep.
Fantastic. Awesome. Okay. So, yeah, let's start making characters. So, you'll have a name. You'll have kind of a former career / background. I would probably say that more as kind of a more lenient to like what it is that you're really good at. That'd probably be like the talent section. You'll have 9 dice to choose to put into the different skills: academics, athletics, technology, and contact. Most of those are pretty self-explanatory, excuse me. Academics is like studying stuff and book learning, etc. Athletics is doing things. Technology is interfacing with technology, getting cool gear, etc. Contact is dealing with other people. What else? No skill can have more than 4, and no lower than 1 in the thing. And then then pick a talent that you feel is appropriate to your character. We'll come up with the position stuff a little bit later if we want to. So if you guys want to talk about what you're thinking about your character or your talent or whatnot, feel free to do so. So you can kind of plan around each other if you like, or we can do it in silence. That totally is fine with me.
So we're all community college folks that ended up getting like seed money. So community college, not like, well, that's what it said in the pitch, and I thought we all agreed to the pitch, so I was just kind of restating it. So but not full on college, a community college, right? So,
that's kind of what I'm thinking. But if you want to, if we want to be like college, that works as well. The thing that I'm
just trying to clarify, like to me, when I hear community college, I hear like it is a slightly different connotation than hearing about like a straight up university.
Totally true. And so you can kind of think of it either way you want to. The seed money thing, like as I said, you may have one or many of you may have extremely rich parents, and you might just have gotten like a big chunk of money from them. That is totally something that could happen as well. Or if they might have convinced a VC person who they're friends with or something like that to fund you guys. All of these are totally options. But if you guys want to do regular college, I'm totally down with that as well.
Just wondering, from where I'm from, I don't know. I know there's a difference. I don't know the difference between community college and regular college.
Gotcha. So in the States, community college generally is cheaper. Is generally they don't give out like bachelors. Sometimes you can get what are known as associate degrees, which are like two-year degrees. Oftentimes they are seen as kind of like a stepping stone, like it's an inexpensive way to go to college. You'll do like two years or so at a community college, and then you'll finish the rest of your degree at a normal university or a normal college. It is basically a way to save money. Some people, I think, oftentimes there is a stereotype that community colleges have kind of lower standards or whatnot, which I don't know if that's the case. You can't stereotype because stereotypes are silly anyway. Certainly one thing that I know does happen is oftentimes people kind of sort of find it comfortable to be in community college and kind of stay there for a little bit longer than normally you would. So that's why in the pitch I was like, you decided to bug out on your 5th year because you've been there for 5 years because you're living with your parents or something like that, or not. But it's likely you might have been friends in high school and just decided to stay doing that and decided staying around in town and whatnot. But again, not a requirement in any way, shape, or form, any of this. So yeah, does that make some sense, Simon? Great.
So I think I'm playing a character who was brought along for moderate competency and not any sort of leader figure. So
okay,
someone else is.
I might do the kind of like IT guy, goatee, libertarian, Bitcoin, anime sort of guy.
Yeah, I don't know if Bitcoin's even around at this point.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's too early. What were people into before they were into Bitcoin?
I have no idea.
All right,
was Napster around?
Yes, Napster. Napster was probably around at that point in time.
Yeah, but all right-thinking people were into Napster.
Spectre coins, nice. Granted, maybe you came up with the idea for Bitcoin and just, couldn't get it started.
We put the crypto in cryptocurrency.
There you go.
Maybe I am into trying to find a way to monetize ghosts or something like that, or at least I think it's really cool.
Well, in theory, monetizing ghosts by, busting them and making money doing that.
What year is it exactly?
I didn't have a strong feeling, but I don't know, probably before the bubble burst, so maybe call it 2000 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then actually, I bet the equivalent is cyber squatting and trying to buy up popular domain names and pets.com or whatever.
Oh Lord. Ugh, those days.
It was the Wild West.
It was something. Dial-up modems. Yep, definitely dial-up. Actually, there might have been cable in 2000. I don't remember. Wallace, that is a solid name.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think Wallace is trying to think of something so if he's in his 20s, then his family probably got rich in the 80s. So probably oil related.
Could be.
Yeah, oil related. The Sumters they do prospecting. They do international prospecting.
Nice.
For oil. And he's made a lot of money. or he's a trust fund kid. Went to the community college mostly because he knew his parents didn't want him. Just it was boring at home, and then he got a part-time job at a Hardee's. And he's very impressed with the fact that he, within 6 months, was the second assistant manager.
Nice.
So he's got a lot of business experience that he talks about because knows that's impresses his dad and his mom both.
And on the West Coast, Hardee's is known as Carl's Jr.
That's right. This is pre join up, so this would be Carl's Jr.
What I don't know is as to whether I feel like I don't remember if this was pre or post when they bought and merged with Green Burrito, because that was something that happened.
I guess pre. I think Green Burrito's not 18 years ago, like less than 18 years ago. That's what I want to say. So we're clear, people. 2000 was 18 years ago. This game could vote. Our characters, if they were born, if we have a kid in this game, they can vote in our real world. That's how long ago this was.
Yeah. I recently found a new band that I like called The Regrets, and they're mostly all woman band, and the lead singer has like this really deep voice, and I was kind of like wondering how old she was. Turns out born in 2000. I'm just like, I feel really goddamn old. Yeah. All right, how are we doing here? Penny Jazz Dot. Awesome. Oh boy. Okay. Justin's talent is bird watching. I love it. Let's see here. Does Benny have a talent or thoughts, ideas for a talent?
It's probably going to be something computer related, I think. Maybe it should be like hacking, given the sort of things we're likely to be doing.
Sure. Some of the suggested talents are computers, car mechanic, football player, Star Trek geek, Don Juan, ninja training, librarian, and botany.
Okay, we're going to go with computers.
There you go. I will note, just in case, you may at some point see my dog, or I might have to deal with her barking or have to let her out. So those are things, all possibilities that might happen while we were playing. Okay. Talent trust fund kid. I love this. I love this a lot. Oh boy. Awesome. Okay. Okie dokie. So, all right, Simon, I will let you think about that's an amazing picture. The image URL thing. Was that already built in here, Rich?
No, I just stuck it in.
Okay.
I could easily do that for anybody else who doesn't want to worry about it. It's easy.
I don't know who came up with that. If that was you, awesome.
Oh, from Dylan Ross.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Dylan Ross was the guy who did it.
So handy. So
Great
super handy.
Yeah, it's great because if you actually insert an image, it can be problematic because a lot of times if you bounce to another, like it'll get the image jumps around all the time. But if you stick it in a cell like that, it's always there.
Yeah.
Although it's a little weird on phones. So if you're looking at
Oh.
Google Sheet on a phone, it can sometimes not display.
Okay. Good to know. Mark Field's talent partying. All right. Dig it.
That expression on Danny's
right?
face.
So good. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord. Awesome. I will allow people to continue their fantastic image finding. But I'm going to also move on to discussing the franchise itself. So we want to talk about the franchise, and there's even some specific questions that you'll want to discuss. And we'll want to have this actually be a discussion, so people want to talk about it. So first off, how big is your franchise, and how long have you guys been in operation? Thoughts?
I want it to be as new as you guys can stand.
Started yesterday.
Like I want fucking price tags on shit. Like, I want our coffee maker to still be in the box.
It starts today.
This is going to be the first mission, isn't it?
We're still interviewing our administrative assistant. And I keep accidentally saying secretary.
Right. Oh God. Okay. Awesome. And is it just you all, or is there somebody else, or are there other people?
Well, there's our administrative assistant.
Ah, yes. Okay. All right. First day and 4 plus admin. Awesome. Let's see here. Are you the main office, an established franchise, or a startup operation?
Startup. Right? I don't want to take over, but like that was in the pitch, so I felt confident saying we're startup. Yeah.
Startup. Awesome. Okay. I guess the question is physically, where are you guys located? Are you feeling like in a strip mall, in the actual mall, out of someone's garage?
I don't really know Santa Teresa. Are there any areas where it's kind of maybe in 2000 it was encroaching gentrification, and maybe we're like leading that really cheap properties being redeveloped kind of thing?
We totally could do that. Likely that's going to be pretty low down on the hill, closer to like, yeah.
No. In 10 years, we're totally going to make so much profit. That's Wallace's opinion. Unless you get like, I'm just throwing stuff out, and so that people will object. That's really all I'm doing.
I'm not hearing or seeing objections.
I mean, I think it would be fun to be in a strip mall, but that's in no way incompatible with what you're saying.
No, very much.
Arguably the most likely way that would look.
Well, let's do a quick vote. Like strip mall, or like kind of old downtown reclaim property. Jen, what do you think?
Strip mall.
All right, cool. There we go. Strip mall.
Strip mall.
Simon, you good with strip mall, Simon? All right.
Yeah, strip mall.
Awesome.
Strip mall's fun. We can make lots of retail jokes.
Yes,
I'm from New Jersey. I can't.
Land of strip malls. Yeah.
In the strip mall. Are there Ace Hardwares in Santa Teresa?
Yes, sure.
Totally. Can we please? Okay, so as my concession, I would like to be near an Ace Hardware.
You can be in the same. Now, the really good question is it a actual strip, or is it like one of those kind of courtyard, one of those kind of like square ones?
I mean, if we're going to call it a strip, it should be a strip, right?
Okay,
it should be straight up.
That's
strip
cool.
Mall. I want it to be an Ace Hardware this is 2000, so it's slowly going out of business because there's a big box store
Sure.
like a block away.
Home Depot or something?
Yeah, totally. Home Depot.
Awesome.
Despot is driving that little hardware store out of business.
I'm down with that. Well, I mean, not down with driving small business.
Oh, we know what
yeah.
you mean, Shane. You're totally for big box stores driving small people out of business. I understand that.
Let's see here. Let's see here. Do investors privately fund it, or did you all max out your credit cards? Oh, sorry. Let me roll back. Previous question. That who runs the show? A board of directors or the agents themselves?
It's probably us.
Okay.
Us, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Agents run the show. Okay. Next, do you have like private investor VC funding, or is this all like kind of out of your own pockets right now?
I'm just looking at the person with the trust fund.
I mean, I do have that talent.
You do have that talent. Okay, cool. No, that's totally legit. Out of the Sumter Trust Fund. All right.
Maybe I still like the fact that we all contributed a little. Like maybe I knew a guy, probably a lot of a guy whose father owned the strip mall, so I could get like a cheap rent or something like that.
Nice.
I kept saying something about having skin in the game.
Yeah.
When we drew up the contracts, I just heard that phrase and it sounds good. So you guys need some skin in the game. That's why we're all in.
Yep.
So I do work for the university on like the IT side, and I've been able to get us a bunch of like discarded equipment of various kinds.
Yes. All the old equipment. Awesome. Okay. So, what does your franchise look like, and what kind of amenities do you have, if any?
Trying so hard to find like a custom strip mall sign generator, but I can't find it.
I mean, are you guys actually in like an office, kind of a strip mall office, or did you take over some empty other business and didn't have the money or didn't want to spend the time like doing a build out, and it's actually
we took over a Subway. How about we took over 2000? Is that good?
I'm totally down. I'm down with that. I don't know what other people, if people are cool with working out of the Subway.
Simon, do you know? Do they have Subways in Canada? I literally don't know.
Yeah, we're talking about the restaurant, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the restaurant.
Like
Yeah, we have Subway.
Awesome.
It still smells of bread.
Of course it does.
or keep saying it like it's a bad thing.
Or as Jon Stewart once called it, like bread took a dump. Okay. So amenities would be you probably have a soda machine. Hey, that's cool. And you can have like the investor meetings at those little plastic or the client meetings at those little plastic tables. All right. Are you the only Inspectres franchise in the area? Is there any competition?
Competition could be fun.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I'm trying to be quiet. Like I think keep answering it. Okay, be quiet.
It's
Get so excited.
So no. Okay. So what does the competition look like? Are we talking about like someone pretty established? Are we talking about some kind of random loner in his basement or something like that?
I mean, since we're a bunch of snot-nosed trust fund kids, maybe these guys actually know what they're doing. Like they're like these union exterminators have just branched out to do paranormal stuff.
like they used to mostly they focus on like rats and like insects and stuff like that, but now they're also branching out to doing paranormal stuff.
Yeah, and they even got some like they bought some ad space on AOL.
They can, let's call them rent a kill.
Nice.
Nice.
Rent a kill.
It's so much better than Ghost Be Gone. I like Rent to Kill.
Awesome. Okay.
God, I just imagine those guys like showed up at somebody's apartment and they explain everything like they would put out rat traps, except they changed it to ghost.
Yeah, they have a whole shtick that they're so used to going through, and then they sometimes trip up, and it's like the ghosts.
Also, they may like harass us for non-union ghost busting. They may have like the big inflatable rat or whatever.
Oh yeah, this is so good.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So, what kind of gear do you have access to, and what do you use for transportation?
I'm really curious what JazzDot picked up for us from the university.
Right.
So obviously we've got a bunch of like older computers, including some that like aren't really broken, but I kind of convince people that they are. We also have just like some stuff that they threw out at the physics lab that I brought us for like ghost related purposes. I have like the sheet of like the things you're supposed to have for your Inspectres franchise. I've kind of tried to like match things up. I've only done an okay job. And then I just have like some maintenance coveralls.
Wait, are we? Wait.
Yep. I know. I'm getting there.
Okay.
You're gonna have to actually make some rolls now. So, specifically, you're gonna need to make technology rolls.
I'm good at that.
Awesome. So, you will want to roll that, and then I'm looking for the chart. Let's see here.
And do I just roll? I just roll my technology in d6s.
Yes. Rich, it's just it's still just the skill roll chart, yes?
Yep. Yeah, you make a skill roll, you roll your tech, which you're super techie, so.
Yeah. And that'll be, for those looking, it's on the third tab, which says reference charts. There's one that says skill roll chart. And tell us what your highest roll is, techie.
My highest roll is a 6.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. So.
Wait, so do I tell you the result or you tell us the results?
You describe the result. And
right.
Rich, do they get franchise dice for this or probably not? Because we're not in the adventure yet.
This is like I think of this as the training montage because you get a little idea of what the dice system's like.
Yep.
All right, so Dr. Manfred Halleman came to the community college. It was a very exciting hire. He at the forefront of the paranormal. People were very excited about his mysterious research, but he turned out to be just like a creep and crazy and weird. And then one day he just disappeared, and they're just putting all this stuff out with the trash, and we're taking it.
Nice, awesome. So this is the computers stuff, the physics stuff. Awesome. Okay.
Computer stuff. Is it running Windows NT? Or is it running Windows 2000 yet? Oh, 3.1. Yeah.
Whatever's cheaper.
3.1 was like I'm on the Wikipedia page for it. That's like 93. That's some old school.
Actually, you know what? I'm putting Unix on these things.
Oh man, you're gonna be like that.
Yeah. That's how it's gonna go.
God, no. Awesome.
Look, it's very easy to use. Here's some documentation.
And I start walking around like, what am I supposed to do with my mouse now? Command line.
Oh Lord. Oh boy. Okay. What do you use for transportation? Who's got the ride, or multiple rides?
My parents' van.
Your parents' van?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you give me a roll for technology? Because I would like to let's see how awesome this van is.
Technology 2. Nice.
Awesome. Roll those 2D.
So it's a 4.
4. Awesome. Okay. So 4.
Fair.
That means fair. Describe the mostly positive result of your action, but you must also include a negative or humorous effect. So tell us about this van.
So it's really it's my parents' van. They don't need it anymore, so we have full control of it. However, it's been like a good time in the 80s. And carrying people, maybe on drugs or in parties.
Oh no!
So yeah, we might find some weird things under the bench from time to time.
Probably smells a little bit here and there.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Okay. I'm assuming that you guys. So, do you guys have a specialty? Ghosts, vampires, demons, cryptozoology. I'm kind of assuming not, seeing as though you guys are just like fresh out of the box. But if you guys want to toss out some ideas, you're totally welcome to. No. Okay.
Well, since you have a bird watcher, maybe a mythical bird. I don't know.
Justin's definitely into cryptids. But I don't think we should let that limit us.
Oh my goodness.
Oh God, I love it. Okay. Yeah, okay. So now we need to figure out what to do about the franchise dice. So the franchise dice are dice that are amounts of dice that you guys have that as you, whenever it is that you make rolls, if you want to, you can kind of lean on the franchise itself and use some of these dice. You can see kind of like they're pretty well explained. There's a library card, which is going to help you with academics. There's a gym card that's going to help you with athletics. Credit card, which is going to help you with technology rolls. And there's the bank. So with the library, gym, and credit card, basically whenever it is that you make a roll and you decide to make use of stuff that's on the franchise cards, once you use it and you roll, it'll go away. The bank is somewhat special, both in that it can be used for any type of roll, but also because there's an extra chart that you check whenever it is that you use bank dice. So you'll roll them as a different color on Roll for Your Party, and depending on how it goes, you can either you can return the die and get a bonus die. You might just be able to return the die. You might just lose it as per usual, or you might lose another one, or you might entirely lose all the rest of the dice in the bank. So using bank dice can be risky, but also there's some reward there too. So kind of
just so we're clear, the way I'm envisioning this is that he's a trust fund kid, but Wallace is like, this is all the money he gets this month. That's it. So we've got to make it last until the 31st.
Right.
So if we overdraw, we like legit overdraw.
So where would you guys like to allocate your 10 franchise dice? I'm correct.
10.
Wait, am I right about that?
I mean, it's really up to you. If it's brand new, you can make 7. The thing is, like your job dice that we need to head towards is depending on how much we start with. So
right. Sorry, what was that?
Oh, I didn't see Rich's comment about the franchise dice.
Yeah. So why don't we? Let's see here. Why don't we start with 8? How does that sound? Kind of. I feel like you probably have a little bit extra, just because you, yeah, you know, you're trust fund baby. So I think you're probably okay with that. So why don't we say 8 to start with? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you guys can allocate those however it is that you would like to allocate them, and that is for you all to decide as a group.
So I think a gym card would be wise, since Wallace has the most athletics, and that's really sad. So putting a little bit in gym card would probably be a good call.
Other thoughts, people? I see. No, that doesn't help.
It's library, gym, or credit, right?
Yep. So academics,
Or
athletics,
the bank.
and
We
tech.
can put dice in the
Or
bank.
the bank. Yep. Or the bank too.
The bank's awesome because you can use it for anything.
Correct. So you can use it for a contact roll if you want to. So
We are kind of low on contact.
you are very low on contact. Well, not very low. It looks like
Mark's got us covered.
Mark's doing okay.
I refer to Mark as the face.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's got the well, one athletics. So, not like buff or anything like that, but probably very good natured or something. I love all of these pictures. Just these are just like totally doing it for me.
The bird watching work is just so good.
Can't even see what they look like. just oh god.
So I think at least 2 dice in gym of the 8, at least 2, maybe 3. If you guys want to have a corporate credit card to let us kind of buy technology, possibly you can use it in tech skill rolls.
Yeah.
Because there will be times when we can't depend on JazzDot.
I don't know what you're suggesting, but I'm sure I don't agree.
Well, it might not always be you making the technology roll is the problem.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
Yeah, maybe you play safe and light, but 2 on each card.
Okay. I like that. You guys good with that?
Let's put 1 extra in gym because we're gonna need that.
All right, and then 1 less in library then, or 1 less in credit card?
Or 1 less in bank.
4 places. Oh, bank. I like bank. Bank just tickles me.
Let's say one less in library.
There you go.
All right. If you guys, I don't know if you're looking down on the rows like 20 through 40, but they're actual pictures of dice, and I moved them over. It tickles me. So yes. There you go.
And you can also, if people feel free to do similar things on the on Roll for Your Party, if you want to kind of come up with different colors,
that's true.
Different ones, you can put them on there as well.
If you guys want to do that there, that's probably even better. So we're not looking at 3 different places.
Yeah. Okay, so we got that done. Question we'll probably want to ask about kind of where we are technology-wise. I'd kind of be leaning towards likely just kind of like assumed technology of that day and age. Maybe a little bit more if we want to. I mean, we can kind of, so like the question is like, so if you saw like Ghostbusters, it has like actual like can actually trap and store ghosts and whatnot, as opposed to not, basically. But if we want to go there, we can get a little bit of experimental stuff, or we can just go with standard stuff.
So given my 6 roll and the kind of narration that I put around it, I would like to have at least a little bit of experimental stuff. We don't necessarily need to know exactly what it does, or just need to be pretty reliable, but
I like the idea of not really totally knowing what it does. Like this professor person like kind of was all into this and made a bunch of stuff. Probably didn't write much in the way of documentation. Maybe had like some kind of like tape sticker written thing on it saying like trap, and you're like, okay, maybe this is what you do with this. I don't know. Yeah, I like that idea. All right. Do we want to have job descriptions, or do we want to just skip without? Job descriptions would be things like Chief Executive Officer, Chief Technical Officer, Chief Financial Officer, and, if you wanted some other one, Chief Operating Officer. I don't know.
We absolutely need to.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. So, who's doing what, folks?
Obviously, I will be the CCO.
I'm down with that.
All right. We've got a CEO, maybe a CFO, and if you want a COO, you can do that too. Or maybe a Chief of Security is another option.
Do you so Justin, do you want to be the chief the COO, but the O stands for ornithology?
Chief ornithological officer.
Sure. I do assume I have some sort of made up bullshit title. It's like chief information guy.
No, CIO. Chief information officer.
So I guess I'll probably be the equivalent of the head of HR.
No, I don't do that. I hate people.
So
Keep me
quick,
away from-
No,
real quick
no,
mini
no
story.
for me.
Go for it.
When I lived in early 2000s in Minnesota for 4 years, and during that time I worked for a company that did some like sales lead generation for a Trilogy software company, which was a .com. Like they spun off a bunch of, like they had carorder.com and all these other weird things. They were very like on the bubble before the bubble exploded the bubble. And one of the projects that we worked on for them, they were trying to run a Goldman Sachs Fortune 500 conference. And so we would go onto hoovers.com, which is this corporation listing website that is now behind a paywall, but back then wasn't. And you could look up a company and find out their top, say, 50 executives. And we just would go combing through that because nobody had an ability to scrape a database at this place. So we would have to go physically through, try to find contact information, work through mailrooms, and try to get invites to these people. And so I got to see some really weird titles for executives, such as in the Toys R Us Corporation, where there was a person who was the chief officer of fun. That was his title, chief officer of fun. So you really can.
For a while.
Best title ever.
Best title. So you can make up crazy ass titles if you want, and so can we. We're empowered.
We should all be chief something, right?
Yeah, I think a lot. No Indians, all chiefs. I love that idea. Yeah.
We should have a CEO though. It seems like maybe Wallace might be a natural for that role.
Well, I was second assistant manager within the first 5.5 months at the Carl's Jr. So obviously,
it makes sense. Totally makes sense.
Oh, positions up on line 3. So it's Justin, the COO, and Benny is the CTO. And Mark, you're what? The chief people officer? There is this.
Yeah,
head of HR, because you got to be a chief. I love the idea of all chiefs and no Indians.
What is that?
That really.
Yeah, I guess chief people officer, sure.
Okay.
Or COO might cover that. Chief operations officer.
Oh yeah,
might
you're
cover
right.
that. All right. Where are we now? Okay. So,
Oh, there is such thing as a chief data officer.
There you go.
I want that.
CDO.
Oh, I just found HRTrendInstitute.com chief happiness officer, chief people officer, chief human capital officer. That's my favorite.
Oh my God.
That's the good stuff.
That's amazing. Oh Lord. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. So, we should, right, yeah. So that we can get some, get an idea of, see what these characters are like. Why don't we, I'm going to suggest that we take maybe like a 5 or 7 minute break. And then when we come back, I'm thinking kind of, probably having some sort of interview with you guys. I'm trying to figure out what the best one to do would be.
Don't we have 2 interview and administrative assistant?
Yeah, I'm wondering as to whether I wanted to go that way or if I want to go, because the suggestions they have are employee screening, investor meeting, or media interview.
I mean, it'd be probably good publicity if we could get the community college paper to write up a little thing about us.
Yes, so much that. Well played, sir. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, an interviewer from the community college will be coming to interview you guys. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We will do that. So why don't we come back at 5 after? Sound good? Awesome. See you guys in a few. You totally have me looking back at photos of old 2000s Nokia phones.
I'm surprised you didn't do that in prep for this game, or just for fun.
Oh man, going way back.
Nice.
I feel like why is there not like a website of Nokia Museum? All right. Oh my gosh, amazing. Now the question is, did you have it, when it came out, or beforehand? Because you know, so many options. Oh Lord.
Are we far enough along that I can have a Motorola Razr?
No,
I don't know, man.
I don't think so. I feel like that's
That's
definitely
2005. It looks like.
yeah, definitely way down.
I had a 3390.
Yeah.
I remember I was so jazzed because you could buy different, cases for it and just snap them on and
right.
off. It's like, God, this is amazing.
Oh my gosh.
I
Yeah.
also worked for Singular for a period of time.
Oh really?
Not to betray my age, but I don't think I had a cell phone until I got to college, which I think would, so that would be.
I didn't have a cell phone until I got to college because there was no
Yeah.
such thing as cell phones.
Yeah,
when I was in high school.
Yeah, I don't think there were cell phones when I was in high school.
I think they existed when I was in high school, but it wasn't something that a high schooler would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing for me.
I had a
I
pager.
found mine. I had the
Nice.
51851.
You found yours?
Yeah.
What year was yours?
July 2000?
That when it was?
Where does it say?
5185
yeah.
I announced in July 2000. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could get all the different covers at the mall.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good. We're we're all living our best lives from the 2000s, looking at Nokias. All right. So one thing I do want to toss out right before we start, because in theory it could be used, but I want to toss it out there. One of the coolest pieces of tech, in my opinion, of this game is known as confessionals, and if you've ever seen reality TV shows, these are basically when the kind of like they cut to just the person talking to the camera at in some room someplace or whatnot. I have not seen much of The Office, but as far as I can tell, I think The Office does this a fair amount as well. But reality TV is kind of where it came from. And this is a thing that your character can do once per session, but there can only be one confessional per scene. And this is a tool for you to kind of tweak things around in a few different ways. A few things you can do. You can add a characteristic to somebody somehow. You could say that somebody did something brave, and they then can get this brave characteristic, which has mechanical utility. You could add plot devices, like you are in a jam, and you could do like a little bit of a flashback or something like that. Sorry, that's a different one. Sorry, plot devices is basically just saying that, for example, if I'd known what was going to happen to us later, I would have never flirted with that person. Thankfully, the professor's quick thinking helped pull our bacon out of the fire. And then kind of like, we may or may not know what any of that has anything to do with whenever it is that you said that, because that might not be explicitly relevant to what was happening right before we saw that confessional. But it means that then we're going to have to try and navigate to kind of fill in that detail somehow. Obviously, also there's the option for the for time shifts, which is kind of like, let's see here. When someone's the group is being overrun by a pack of ghouls, do the confessional. Fortunately, I had a packet of hot sauce in my pocket from our lunch at the burrito place. And the scene resumes, and the character uses the hot sauce to blind the leader of the ghouls or something like that. So, a few different ways that you can do that. Excuse me. What I would love to do, just whenever it is that we do, if and when we do a confessional, what I would ask is when someone asks to do that, everybody mute yourself and also turn off your cameras so that we can kind of just have the confessional. And please have the confessional person who is doing it, if you can, try to talk, directly to the camera when it is that you're doing it, just so that we can kind of like get that feel, and then we can kind of come back afterward and then continue on. Just kind of have a little bit. Normally, there's a chair or something like that in physical meet space, so we don't have that. So, feels like doing it this way is a fun way.
How should we signal we want to do a confessional?
Just say that you'd like to do a confessional. You like, I have an idea for a confessional, and you can jump in and do it whenever it is that you want to do it. Okay. I think that's the only really necessary thing right this moment. So yeah, let me drink something real quick. So let's start with this interview. Let's say the so the question is, do one of you guys know someone on the paper, or did you guys just kind of like make this? Did you just call and ask for someone to come and interview you or something?
I think I know some old friends from the AV club.
Oh, nice, awesome. Okay, so I think your old friend Mari Jones comes by the. Have you guys put up like the sign yet? Have you had the sign made yet? Does it still say Subway?
I thought Mark was bringing the sign.
I think it like the top, like you can still see the silhouette of Subway,
right?
From where but we took that down like day 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think the sign's on order because we sent it back.
Awesome. So yeah, I think Mari rolls up, and I think she just kind of like knocks on the door, and she notices like a few people in there, and she comes in and she's like, oh, and then she sees Justin. Hey Justin, can we do this like interview thing?
Yeah. What do you want us to guys?
Yeah, sure, I'm coming.
Is there just some place that we could all sit down?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that would probably work good. And I just start dragging a chair across the room and moving furniture around.
Awesome.
Well, we've got the like the cafe style tables,
right,
with like the wicker backs and the metal frame to it, the scrapes and that nice tile. when you move it, Justin.
I was wondering as to whether or not there was any that moved, or if it was like all booths or all kind of like built-in things.
Ooh, what do you think, Jen? Do you think it's like chairs, or is it built-in booths?
I can't remember what a Subway interior looks like.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, it's gotta be good, right?
Wow.
I feel like it's got to be all attached stuff, but maybe not.
I don't think it's attached. I don't know. It might be different from one place to another.
Yeah, in my recollection, there'll be like a few booths, but most of the stuff will just be like freestanding tables.
Okay.
chairs.
I've
Okay.
only been to roadside subways.
Okay, so you guys we get like the chairs together, and I think she just kind of she pulls out like a little tape recorder thingy and kind of like puts it on the table, and she kind of like, you know, clicks the thing and says, so so what drove you guys to start doing this?
Well, see, we've got like some of us have a 3-year plan. I've got a 5-year plan because I think really far out there. So really, supernatural extermination is the biggest growth industry. I was reading a Forbes article. There were some charts. It's a lot of money.
Nice.
You may have noticed that the media and popular culture have become more interested in supernatural threats lately. Your Buffy the Vampire Slayer, a lot of your Japanime, and but what people don't realize is that these threats are very real, and someone needs to step up and deal with them at reasonable prices.
Yeah, Mark, weren't you saying like they're going to remake Ghostbusters like any minute now? Talking about that. Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah, great.
Maybe we can star.
This is an interesting location you have here. Do you guys is this just like your front? Do you have like some kind of like I don't know, warehouse where you have all the cool equipment and stuff like that?
We're still working on retrofitting this place, but not all of our some of our stuff is not for public consumption.
Oh, wow. All right. You got some kind of like cool tech that you can't talk about or something like that?
I like hop up and I head over to the soda machine. Would you like a knee high?
Well, we actually the university has generously let us have some of the stuff after they cleaned out Dr. Manfred's lab. As you know, he
Oh,
was right on the cutting edge.
wait. Dr. Manfred. Dr. Manfred. Wasn't he the guy who didn't they have to commit him or something?
I'm not really sure.
So that's what happened to him. Huh.
I heard he just stopped showing up one day.
Huh. Okay. I'll need to look into that. Okay. So where so tell me about tell me some of your tell me about some of your success stories.
We had an inauguration party. It was awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a great rager. Played sand volleyball.
Okay.
So
That was a waste of money.
15-person twister.
Okay. So
Just a
were there
hot tub.
were there any ghosts or other supernatural things at this party?
Yeah. Totally. Right,
Yeah.
Mark?
Yeah. Yes. Of course there were. Yes, I think.
Not for long, because we were there.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Okay. So if I could ask each of you, what is it that really draws you to this work? your name? Mark, right? You're Mark, right?
Yeah.
What is it that really draws you to this work?
What really drives me is trying to do something to the community, help people, and yeah.
So you're here to help the community. Okay, cool. Benny, right? So what about you?
It's work on the cutting edge, and it's almost like it's a matter of honor. Like we're doing the work that no one else can do. Other people are out partying. We're here like studying ghosts, fighting them. And people may laugh now, but the time will come when they'll need us. They'll need us, and they'll have to call us.
People laugh?
I haven't heard any laughing. People laugh at us? We haven't even started yet.
Well, they're assholes.
So Justin, what is it that drew you to this work?
Well, I have a long personal history with the occult and cryptids and the like. Aside from my UFO experiences in my youth, I have submitted 48. I've been rejected 48 times from the Oddity Report Weekly. But I remain committed to photographing and capturing cryptids on film.
And I don't think I'm familiar with that word, cryptid.
Cryptid they're the kind of creatures that you have that are not scientifically documented. So your Bigfoot, your Chupacabra, your your Llorona, the kind of things that everyone knows exists, but they're they move in ways that we can't get in touch with them as much.
Okay. And Wallace?
This is cutting edge. Forbes got some charts, 5-year plan.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. I will I'll come back probably another day to maybe take some pictures of you guys if you want to let me know when would be good for that, and I'll be in touch. And she takes the recorder and heads out the door.
Slide out, pour myself a Crystal Pepsi. Nailed it. Am I right, guys? Take a drink.
I'm pretty sure that was one of the most awkward interviews in my life.
These things always make me nervous. Now that I've really done them before.
Listen. When I interviewed for my position at the Carl's Jr., I felt it was awkward. But in 5.5 months, I was second assistant manager. It's going to be just like this for us.
And by the way, nobody's laughing at us. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah, you need to see a shrink or something, man, because nobody's laughing at us, Benny. It's all good. This is growth industry. It's in Forbes.
I'm just saying, when they need us, they'll need us, and that's when they'll see how big of a deal we really are.
And it's at that point that someone comes into the door. Is there a bell or some kind of dinging thing, or is it just quiet?
I think it's one of those mooner tone things, electronic tone thing.
Perfect. Okay, so you hear that sound, And you see, in walking in, a somewhat short, a little bit on the stout side gentleman. Has a small mustache, kind of looking kind of uncertain. Are you? Is this the? Are you the people who like investigate weird things? I think I saw like a flyer on a telephone pole a few blocks away.
It's us, inspectors.
Oh,
Got the
okay.
whole crew right here. We're still retrofitting everything. It used to be a subway. Don't worry. Pretty soon, it'll be completely different and better.
Oh, okay. Are you I don't want to I don't want to be too problematic. Do you guys have time in your schedule? Are you still taking cases?
We were in the middle of a staff meeting. Benny, do you think we can cut this a few minutes short to take in a potential new customer?
We have a lot of items on this checklist.
I mean, I can come back another time if that would be better.
No, I'll just skip the meeting. Just tell me what happened afterward. I'll take care of you, sir.
Wait, what checklist? I didn't get a checklist. Do I need a checklist?
Oh, okay. So I
Just be sure I offer him a seat at like the first table near the door. Ask him if he wants a soda.
oh yeah. I would love a Coke.
Coke's coming up.
So I don't. I mean, this is probably just going to sound kind of silly.
Don't worry, there's no such thing as silliness in here.
Oh, thank you. He takes like a big drink of the Coke. Oh, this has those round kind of ice. I like this ice. He kind of like crunches on the ice a little bit. So I'm a caretaker at for the Point Simons Park and Lighthouse. You know, out on the far point of the peninsula, there's that lighthouse. So as you probably know, it's not operational. It's just like a landmark now, and just for looking at and whatnot, it doesn't work. Hasn't been operational for 15 years. But we've been getting some reports lately that every now and then at night, it actually turns on and starts working and spinning for a few hours. At first, we got a couple of these reports, and we were just kind of like, okay, you guys are just joking with us. Then as we got a few more, I started looking into it, and so the weird thing is, I went and talked with the power company, and they say it's not using any electricity. So I don't really know what's going on. I haven't seen it personally, but we're getting a lot of reports. Is this something that you guys might be able to look into?
Have any of the reports specified the color of the light?
No.
Oh, this is something that we definitely can help with. And I just turned to everybody and with inquisitive look, is it? Okay, yeah, we can definitely help you with. We're going to need those reports. and we're going to make sure that we have access to the site that is problematic.
Is your lighthouse automated, computerized? Is it hooked up to the internet?
Not at all. I mean, it's a lighthouse and it hasn't been used for 15 years.
That seems lame.
Yes. Okay. I was kind of hopefully optimistic that you guys would do this. So he kind of like gets up from his seat and he kind of like runs out. A few minutes pass, and then he comes back and he has like a folder. And
I was super nervous because at Carl's Jr. we had to deal with like runoffs often.
We're gonna start worrying about this as we get bigger. People come in trying to get our advice for free and then running out without paying for it. Yeah, it's not how the free market works.
Yeah. So he comes back and he says, so these are copies of the reports, and he actually he takes a key out of his pocket, and I'm not supposed to do this. I'm not supposed to like actually give this to members of the public, people who don't work for the trust, but I'm worried enough, and I have trust in you guys, and he like puts a key on there, and he says that'll let you into the lighthouse. But if I can ask you, please, make sure you do it like at night, so that no one notices that you're doing anything in there. I'd really appreciate that. Just trying to keep this on the down low.
Of course, we can accommodate this. It's probably going to cost you, but yeah, no problem. We can accommodate this.
Okay. So is there like a contract or anything like that?
Yeah, and he runs back to the single filing cabinet we bought at Office Max. It goes through some of the inspectors' forms.
It's fuck Office Depot.
That's right. Stupid Depot.
I'm pretty sure whatever contract we have is wrapped into the printer sealed thing.
Hasn't been opened yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he takes the thing and he starts kind of like filling it out because it's totally a form thing from the franchise. And he says, "Yeah, can I give you the advance in cash? Is that okay?"
Sure, cash is always okay.
Okay. So he just takes like an envelope out of his pocket, and he like kind of looks through it and looks at the contract, and then he kind of like takes a couple bills out and kind of stuffs them into his pocket, and he just kind of like leaves the envelope there. So my phone number is there. If you can just if you can give me a call whenever it is that you are planning on going over, I would appreciate it, just so that I can kind of know when you guys are going in and out. And please remember to lock it when you are through there. And if you can just try to be quiet and subtle, I'd really appreciate it.
Of course, don't worry. We're professionals. We know what we are doing.
Okay.
Discretion is our middle name.
We really can't bring civilians along on trips, though. I hope you understand.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I wasn't asking to go with you. All right. So thanks. I look forward to hearing from you.
Coke for the road to go?
Sure.
Lots of extra ice. I know you.
Thank you.
Like the chipped ice.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that.
They wanted to take this. Well, I told them they could leave it.
You got to keep this. This ice.
Right.
This ice. And I don't need the lid. I don't need the straw.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, we got a ton of straws.
Yeah. And so he happily takes his Coke with all the ice in it
Yeah, nice.
and leaves and heads out.
So, party at the lighthouse, Mark?
Yeah, of course. I really hope you guys know what to do because I have no idea whatsoever. So
There's a manual or something. Hold on.
I've been looking through the files for the past, like, ever since the guy put them down, and muttering, like, "Oh yeah, I never go over there when I'm doing night bird watching, because I thought there were like kids out there, but I guess I should have seen if it's classic haunting signs."
It feels like I don't know. It feels like going through some of those files might be a little bit researchy. Why don't you give me an academics roll and see what you figure out.
So I just rolled the number of dice I have in the.
Correct. So you have 4. So you'd roll 46.
And you're looking for the highest die.
Yep.
Six. All
right. So, oh right, I should also mention how many franchise dice you need to get to finish this. I am going to say, I guess the standard, if I remember correctly, is usually twice the number of franchise dice you have. So I guess let's call that 16. Yeah. So so you rolled a 6, which means that you get to describe what you found out, and you'll get 2 franchise dice. And Rich, is there a place for logging franchise dice on your thing, or no?
There is not, and that would be a really cool thing to have.
That's okay. I'm just going to use your little pieces here and slide them up to vanish. Never mind. So I will leave them there. So, all right, I will note that down someplace.
I actually stuck it on the roll for your party franchise job dice at 2. So
awesome, great, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so tell us what crazy interesting information you found in the files.
So based on the files, I think I've decided that it's there's a sort of category of spirits that will use reflection, like will use lights and glass and reflective surfaces to like mess around with light. So of course a lighthouse is a key place for this to be happening. But based off of things it's doing, though, there's the question of like, is there some sort of angry sea spirit involved as well? Because I mean, they might not have gotten the update that there's no ships looking out for that lighthouse, but
I'm gonna follow this up with some research on like a bulletin board.
On a BBS?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about this BBS that you're going to be hooking up to.
I think it's called Weird Santa Teresa.
Nice.
And it's just like I think that probably maybe even I met Justin on this BBS. Seems like kind of thing that you would use. And it's just like kind of like a combination of like local history and like weirdos, maybe the kind of like more techie types like to post here.
Okay.
See if there's some stuff I can think of, some stuff about this lighthouse, or
and if I can ask, how long have you been using this this BBS? Are you like, is this just something you know and you're just gonna go and test it out, or is this something that you've been on for like 5 or 6 years or something like that?
I think it's I've been on for at least a couple of years.
Cool. All right.
And so would this be academics or contact?
Ooh, interesting. I mean, it might even be technology.
Oh, yeah, okay. That works.
It feels like technology to
Yeah,
me.
it feels technology to me.
Okay. So much the better. All right, I get a 6.
Awesome. So you will get 2 franchise dice.
All right.
Rich, can I put you in charge of keeping track of franchise dice?
I've got it.
Nailed it. Awesome.
We doubled our franchise dice to 4.
So yeah. So what did you find out on this weird Santa Teresa BBS?
So there's like someone, I don't actually know what their real
Handle is?
Yeah, so they need a handle.
It's like Slimer with a Z.
Slimers, great. So I don't actually know what Slimer's really is. Slimer, I think that he or she or they is like an maybe like a history teacher or like a librarian or something. And they post like they have like an article from like 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 a scan of a microfilm or something, and it's from I don't know, like the 1890s or something, and it's like a ship going to Alcatraz that like ran aground here. It was full of prisoners being sent to Alcatraz.
Okay.
The people they all drowned off the shore of Santa Teresa.
Oh wow.
The lighthouse went out.
So that night the it had gone out, and they all died because of the lighthouse not being there.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow, that's dark.
That's really cool.
I love the Bay Area connection as well. The on their way by boat to Alcatraz. So dangerous that they had to be on a boat, not on land. I like this. And when did this happen?
So I don't actually know when Alcatraz was made, but I was thinking like the 1890s or something. But I guess I'll just actually ask Google when Alcatraz was actually operating. It was a prison from 1934 to 1963. Okay, so we'll say it was in the late 30s.
All right, cool. All right, so so sometime in the late 30s, there was a failure of the lighthouse, and a prison boat full of prisoners died out there in the fog. They ran aground. Yeah. So, excuse me. What? I guess a further question I'd have about that is what was there any other has there been any other activity that you guys have heard about in that area, especially with regards to like this prison thing?
Is that for me or is that for others?
Anyone? Rumors you've heard, or is there research that you want to do to figure that out?
I've heard that the lighthouse has been abandoned for 15 years. I heard that like a few minutes ago. I really don't have anything to do with lighthouses.
Wallace, I love you. Okay. So what do you guys want to do now? I mean, you guys have been, so where, if I can ask, Benny, where were you doing this information gathering from? Were you doing this from home? Or were you doing this like at the library? Because it doesn't feel as though it's likely that you're going to have internet connection in the subway. But
wait a second, all you need is an 880 baud modem.
Yeah, actually, maybe there's just like a bunch of cables. Like, so we have the computers here.
Okay,
and they're like
in the back.
Yeah, or maybe in they're set up in that like the bar, right, where you're talking about where like the ingredients are.
Make line?
The make line. It's just like a bunch of like monitors there and like stuff sitting in the buckets. Yeah, maybe we got like there's like a modem cable. It's like going all the way from the phone line up to here. All you just use a phone jack, then we got one of those.
Okay. I approve of this. So you guys have been doing all this stuff, right there. Is there any kind of like field work that you feel like you want to do? Is there people you want to interview, or do you want to go check the place out?
I mean, I'm gonna go out birding tonight if anyone wants to. We could having the key to the lighthouse area. That's prime area to watch. I'll go there regardless of if we're working.
Well, we did drop the party at the lighthouse line. So we killed go all there to investigate, party, birdwatch, do everything we ever wanted to do at the freaking lighthouse. Can just throw all that into the same night.
Party at the lighthouse?
Yeah.
While you guys are doing this, the door opens up, and there's someone kind of like looking around. He's like, "Are you guys still making sandwiches?"
It look like we're making sandwiches. This is serious.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I guess I was in the wrong place. And he just kind of like wanders out, looking confused.
When is that sign gonna get back?
I see it as an opportunity that we send it back. First of all, we're going to get a discount because they messed it up. Second of all, are we really committed to what we want to like? We could name whatever. I know that we're an Inspectres franchise, and the handbook says we name it Inspectres because it's part of the franchise agreement. But how are they going to know? We could name it Ghost Be Gone.
Well, look, I still think that Ghost Slayers XL is a better name.
Ghost Slayer Extreme.
I think you're really narrowing our focus by putting Ghost in the title.
So what do you want?
Man, you're right, Justin.
You guys are such nerds.
Excuse me?
Wow. That's harsh.
Man.
So I feel like it's definitely been. I feel like it's gotten to night. Do you guys like have? Is this all you guys do, or do you guys have to go home or anything like that, or are you guys just gonna like kind of? This is what you're gonna do.
I'm auditing classes this semester to focus on Inspectres. So.
I'm still doing like the IT maybe sysadmin kind of things for the university, but like it mostly runs itself, and so I just like close the door and lock it and then go out the window.
I think I'm hooking up my PS2 to my TV in the back.
Was it already PS2 in 2000s?
Yeah, I looked up video game consoles in 2000s. Yeah.
Wow, it was already PS2.
Dude,
God damn.
I know.
Final Fantasy 10. Damn.
All right. So yeah, what do you guys want to do? Is this night birding? Is the plan?
That'll be our cover story if we get rustled.
All right. You guys taking are you guys taking the van?
Mm-hmm.
So Justin, what is your least favorite part of riding in this van? think you're muted.
Sorry.
There you go. That's okay.
Well, I mean, we're writing it out into the area that I bird in, and that's like really bad for that. That's gonna. I mean, I'm hardly gonna be able to do any birding really once we get there, but it's fine probably.
And Wallace, what's the most recent fast food bag that you find underfoot?
Jack in the Box. Gotta be a Jack in the Box.
Nice.
It's a bunch of half-eaten food in there. It's very smelly.
Awesome. All right, so you guys drive over. It's evening. This is on kind of like one of the kind of like pretty. It's on the coast, and it's on kind of like the pretty windy part of the coastal road. You're when you pull off, you are most definitely the only car there. There is a gate, but you do have the key, and the key opens up the gate as well as the door. So yeah, how is you guys just gonna kind of like mosey on up, just kind of like open up the door and just single file up the stairs, or any other type of kind of like plan here?
So really, during franchise creation, all we have are computers, and like we don't have any ghost detecting equipment.
That's a good question. Do we want to figure out what ghost detecting equipment you have?
I mentioned
Yes,
it.
please.
Can I roll
Yes,
for it?
you may most definitely roll for it.
All right, I'm going to roll 2d. This is my first roll of the game. I'm very excited.
Yes, do that thing.
I'm planning on ones.
Yeah,
That's what I'm after.
me too.
I rolled a 4 and a 6. I'm sorry. Disappointed as both.
Well, add 2 more franchise dice, and tell me about the ghost detection equipment that you found you got out of the from that pulled down office.
So I found this website called eBay, and I bought an EEG detector mostly as a prop to look dope and cool. It works. Like, evidently the Ghostbuster guys stole this design from an actual working ghost detecting piece of equipment. It does the whole aliens thing where it like does the wing ping, and in the little arms they like come up, or actually it'd be more like they go up like that. It looks really cool, and you can check the air pressure on your tires with it too.
Are you sure it's not just measuring your heartbeat?
It's got a whole instruction manual, Benny. Look right here. There. The ghost detection equipment, EEG meter.
It says it right there, black and white.
All right then.
I mean, I think it might be running Unix in the background, Benny. So,
I'll have to take a look at it later.
I can't open it up, man. This thing was expensive. This cost like a whole week's worth of funds. So.
All right. So, what are you detecting right now from out here?
Oh yeah, so it's like a low burbling pulse, and after we get through the gate, then I grab Justin to come with me. I'm not scared. I just partnering up. That's the way you do it. Walking out through like the switchgrass and around, and as we get near the cliff face, right? Because it's a lighthouse.
Yep.
It starts going crazy.
All right.
Well, what do you think, Justin? Bona fide big stuff, right? It's like wee 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 wee.
Man, I just heard a whippoorwill, and that is fine. Yeah. Yeah, that's how does it? What's the beeping mean? What's that?
Oh, that's
There's like
that's,
a whoop, 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 and then a
yep,
beep beep
that
beep 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 and
exactly. Hold on, and then there's like I flip through the Chinese instruction, French instruction.
with a flashlight held under your chin.
Yeah. Like my finger is flipping through. Man, this is like onion paper, except it rips. There's a grid for what each of these mean. Hold on. It means a lot of ghosts. Heavy presence of extra normal creatures or personages of formerly living. How did they translate this?
So, Mark, what are you feeling about this? You are
You're
muted.
muted, Simon.
So I let them go to the seaside. I open up the lighthouse with my that thing, whatever it is, and a pack of beer.
Oh no!
and my mixtape. And I'm going to secure the top of the lighthouse.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. I'm totally down with this. Oh Lord. Okay. Okay, so you're gonna head on in there and see what's going on. Okay.
And we'll say I'm behind you.
Okay. That feels I think that there's enough going on with these stairs, the steepness and whatnot. I feel like maybe an athletics roll is in order there.
I'm already tired.
Yeah. I want to see. Let's see how this looks. Excellent. Athletics 1.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget, you can use dice off the gym card if you like, or you can just roll your 1. Whatever you want to do.
Oh, it's athletics. They're just rolling 1 dice.
All right.
And then 1.
1.
Nice.
Excellent.
Oh my god, there's way too much staring in this whole thing.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely.
I have to say that like after like 10 steps.
Yeah. Okay. So you're making your way through. You open up the door and trying to make your going up the stairs, and you kind of you trip, and you stumble, and the boombox kind of like falls down, and excuse me, there's a slight kind of like zap sound kind of thing, and the whatever tape that you had in there starts blaring at top volume. It is filling the stairway. Those of you outside can certainly hear this as well. And excuse me, there's you start to hear a wailing sound that matches or even overwhelms the noise of the boombox. And I think at this point, I'm going to need to ask for those of you who are in that stairwell to give me a stress roll. Specifically, this feels. Let's see here.
How do stress rolls work?
So I will tell you a number of dice to roll, and then we will consult the stress chart. And your lowest die is what happens. This will. This can either, if you do fantastically well, you could get cool points, which cool dice, excuse me, which you can use later to augment rolls or to improve things. Or it could be bad, and you can lose dice off of an appropriate skill. This feels like a 2 dice stress roll, I'd say. Could I get both of you guys to roll 2d6 for me?
6 to 1.
Right. The 1 is what stands.
Sigh.
Lay sigh even. And
There's a 1 too.
You got a 1 as well?
Yes.
Fantastic. Awesome.
No.
Okay. So
Complete and total nuclear meltdown. Nice.
Yeah. All right. Those are cool if you have any. You didn't. Lose a number of skill dice equal to the number of stress dice rolled. So we were saying that was an athletics roll. So why don't we say you guys lose 2 athletics for the time being.
I only have that 1.
Yeah,
all right.
How do we do that?
So you'll just go down to 0, I believe.
Okay.
I don't think you can go down to -1 on skills. Let's see your athletics dice. Yeah. So yeah, I think the scare of this has kind of well, first off, I think in the fall Mark, I think you thought you just might have like kind of banged your ankle or something like that, but I think actually you've really really twisted your ankle pretty bad. And I think Benny, I think your the asthma that you have is kind of like really coming on really strong, and of course you've been able to power through this asthma thing for a while, and you've been like, I don't need my inhaler anymore, it's fine. But so you're getting that asthma thing going on, so you're having a hard time of it. So
can I still like, how bad is it? Just that I'm out of breath, or is it that I can't breathe and need my inhaler?
I don't know. I mean, you're just very out of breath.
Okay.
So, but both of you guys, I mean, as I said, your athletics are down to 0, so you guys are going to have a hard time doing kind of athletic-y type things.
That's the lamest party ever. Ow.
Yeah.
Do we really need to go all the way to the top of the lighthouse?
So, the two of you outside, you hear the blaring music, and then you hear like this extremely loud moaning sound that kind of overwhelms the music, and then actually like the boombox just dies, so the sound all just dies and cuts out. What do you guys do?
So I put down my binoculars and I whip out a disposable night vision camera.
Disposable night vision camera. Why don't you give me a technology roll for for this? I'm looking forward to.
Oh my! This could be good.
What have I got on technology 2? I think.
Remember, if you want to, you can make use of either the credit card or bank.
Just has got a tech of 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is almost certainly for my own personal.
Okay.
Stash. So, and that's a 2.
A 2
and a 1.
and a 1. Okay.
Yeah.
So, 2. All right.
Bad.
All right.
Ah!
Yeah. So, okay. What is it? So you were sold this night vision, disposable night vision camera.
It says night on it.
Yes, exactly. I think, and of course, it's just film, of course, that somehow will magically pick up night vision stuff. Yeah, I mean, this is most definitely someone has just like written night on a camera and sold it to you at like an outrageously upgraded price.
It has like a flash.
Yeah, totally has a flash. But they've stuck like green film on the little like viewfinder, so you look through it and you see that green, you're like, oh, all right, so this is night vision right here. But yeah, I mean, it's not going to do anything like that. But so yeah, go ahead, you pull out the night vision camera. What do you do from there?
Well, I'm snapping pictures and also sort of trying to see the view the ghost auras through this night vision. And
the ghost auras you are seeing being the Flash.
Yeah. Like, well, we'll definitely have to develop that to know for sure. But I think this is. I don't think these are these are reflection wisps we're looking at. This is something bigger.
You think they're pissed at the summer party mix?
Probably.
It's a really good mix.
So Wallace, what are you doing here when you hear that?
Well, I mean, at first it was getting jiggy with it, and then there was that moaning, and that was a little freaky.
Yeah.
So
what
Justin took a picture. Now I'm not entirely sure what to do, so I think I think we have some kind of ghost capture equipment in the van.
Okay,
and
you're gonna go back to the van.
Back.
All right,
and get that.
Okay.
Through the switchgrass.
Yeah.
Hop the fence.
Yeah, this sounds athletic-y.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I am not terrible at athletics.
Fantastic.
I have a 3.
Oh wow, you're the least terrible, I think, on the team.
I am actually, well, I did a little polo.
I was on the track team sophomore year.
It was a little bit of polo, a little water polo, but I didn't like the idea of hurting a horse, so back to polo.
So you got a 3.
Yeah.
All right.
Not great.
All right. So you are, you're making your way through that switchgrass, and it's definitely cutting you up a little bit here and there. I think you try to do the, you've opened the gate, but you're trying to go for that too cool for school look, and you're just going to kind of like try to vault the gate. Totally unnecessary.
It's Tony Hawk style.
Right. Totally. Exactly. You've done this on
Pro Skater.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So you know what you're doing. Totally. So you do that. You totally bite it. Just face plant. I think it's going to take you a little bit longer than you were expecting to get what you needed out of the car.
Luckily, nobody's here to see this. I get a face full of gravel. Get up, like the tip of my nose is kind of bleeding. You see it's wet.
Are you gonna try and clean that up before you go back? Or are you
no, it's moaning and jiggy and bad I gotta get the stuff, so I'm gonna grab the. I don't know.
The thing that's labeled with like a little piece of masking tape that says "trap" written on it.
Yep, that thing.
Awesome. All right, so where were we? Benny, Mark, and you are inside, and the moaning once the sound stopped, once the music kind of died, the moaning went away. Are you guys gonna continue kind of making your way up, or are you guys gonna be a hasty retreat?
Was the moaning coming from the speakers, or was it just like separate noise?
It was separate noise. It was coming from further up the stairwell.
Oh.
Well, given that our response was, at least was abject terror or whatever, probably we're gonna beat a hasty retreat. That was our.
Or not so hasty, since one of you
Yeah.
has a twisted ankle and you're breathing a little hard. Okay.
Right, so
Yeah,
slow.
I'm not sure I'm
cautious
going
retreat.
anywhere, actually.
Oh, you're gonna stay where you are.
Yeah. So, with my twisted ankle, yeah, no, I'm not budging from there. Probably opening a can of beer at that point. And be like, well, if whatever's going to come down from there, I might as well wait for it.
All right, well, I'm not gonna leave you alone here, be eaten by ghosts from Alcatraz.
Come on, if it's really a ghost, it can eat me. It's dead. It doesn't have a body. You can eat without a body.
Have you not seen The Poltergeist?
The what?
The Poltergeist?
Oh yeah, that was a lame movie. No, I didn't see it.
Lame? Okay, how about The Haunting?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, actually, yes, I did saw that, but I was making out with a girl all through it.
You're putting your life on the line here, and yet you're not doing the most basic research.
That's what you guys are for. That's why I team up with you. You guys are awesome.
All right. Well, we're gonna have a movie night, and there'll be no making out rule. during
What?
movie night.
That's like the lamest movie night ever.
We're doing it to watch the movies. They're art, and it just might save your life.
But it's a social. Watching movies is a social activity, not a research activity.
Well, do you have any better ideas for how to learn about ghosts?
Yeah, well, no, it beats reading. Yeah. Okay, we'll do movie night if you want.
So Justin, now that the sound has stopped and you're alone outside, you look up and you see that the light is lit and it is starting to turn. But further beyond that, it's foggy because it always gets foggy. And that's why there's a lighthouse. But as it turns through the fog, there's a certain area of the sweep out in the ocean where, as it sweeps across, you're pretty certain that you see a boat, but much older than any boats that you've seen out there previously. And it's kind of got this really gray, weird look to it. Do you mind giving me a stress roll? Why don't you give me a 2 dice stress roll?
So I want low or high for this?
You want high for this.
Okay. Well, I got a 1 and a 6, so I.
You did not succeed. So, let's see here. That is a meltdown, if I remember correctly. I think that's the same thing that happened to the rest of our people. Let me find that. Where are you? Stress. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Complete and total nuclear meltdown. Yeah, I think this is seeing basically what you heard about the history and whatnot is just kind of so extremely kind of overwhelming to you. I feel like you're going to have this. You're going to have some difficulty kind of dealing with any kind of data for a little while. So why don't you give me? So let's see. You lose 2 skill dice off of your academics for the time being. So what is this like when you? What does it look like when Justin is this scared?
I think I'm actually just like staring at it, perplexed, like staring at it and not looking at anything else, and just like talking to myself, like, oh, it's just that gray is just like when the aliens took me up, and when and just like muttering and staring blankly at this ship.
So Wallace, when you get back, you can see the lighthouse is up and running again and spinning. From your vantage point, you can't see the kind of like ghost ship out there.
That's good.
Yeah, but you can see Justin, and you can see that they're staring at something and are just like rigid. What do you do?
Hey guys, used a good spill, man. I don't know. My nose looks pretty rough, but it's okay. I'm okay. What are you guys doing?
Ah, oh, it's you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened to your face?
I met the gravel road. You guys okay?
Yeah, we're just resting. It's
Yeah.
a long way up the tower.
Oh, all right.
Did you hear that screaming?
I heard Fresh Prince. And then it stopped and it sounded like you guys were singing along, maybe?
Yeah, not so much. I know I twisted my ankle trying to go up the stairs.
Oh, man.
But you seem to be in almost a worse shape. I'm sure I have like a towel or something for you to clean up.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Mark.
So you have the trap.
I got the trap to get all the ghosts. The EEG meter was going haywire.
I guess we're ready to go up the stairs.
All right.
Yeah, you guys better go do that.
All right. So, Benny and Wallace, you guys gonna make your way up the stairs towards the light?
Yeah, I'm probably having trouble keeping up.
Even going slowly, you're gonna have trouble keeping up. Yeah. So, you guys climb the stairs, and when you get up there, you guys are not the sharpest pencils in the box, so you are briefly blinded when the thing cycles around and hits you in the face and the light. You don't think to close your eyes when it's coming around, but
Oh shit! That sucked.
Hey, you.
And there is a there's each time the light swings around, briefly you see a kind of a whatchamacallit, like an after image of someone staring out the window. What do you do?
Benny saw that, yeah?
Is that someone there?
Oh no, let's try out this ghost trap.
Okay. You want to distract him, or while I get it set up?
Sure.
All right.
Okay, I'll try to buy some time for Benny to set up the trap.
All right.
I'll walk up where I'm kind of standing beside where I think it's standing.
Mm-hmm.
And then look out where it's looking.
Mm-hmm.
Nice night, huh?
Why don't you give me a contact roll?
So Wallace has a 2 in contact.
Mm-hmm.
He acts like he's got a 4.
Where's the bank dice?
Ooh, I'm using a bank die.
All right.
All right. Oh, it paid off.
Wow.
A 3 out of 6. So
Nice. Take those 2 franchise dice.
Bank die. Bloop. 2 franchise dice. We're up to 8. I'm now tracking it on the keeper.
Cool. Thank you.
Just because somebody had asked, and I thought that was a better idea than putting it on the roll for your party because it's just a little difficult. So we're currently at 8. We're halfway there.
So tell me how does your interaction go with this guy?
Yeah, I imagine this guy's got like a really full beard, and he's got the sailor's cap going on with the black leather bill, and he turns to look at me, and I look at him, and he seems a little bit more solid. And when he opens his mouth to talk, just like this salt water burbles out.
How you doing with that?
Yeah, I'm not good.
That feels stress rolly.
Yeah. How did I make a success into a stress roll for myself? I'm stupid. I'm bad at this game. Okay, I'll do it. Let's do it.
Give me 2 dice.
All right. Rerolling this 3 and the 6. And now that we have the ability to know for sure it rerolls, which I love so much. A 4 and a 4.
Oh, all right.
So that's annoyed. -1 die penalty on my next skill roll.
All right. So you are annoyed. So what does that look like? You being annoyed at this like mouth opening and the burbling of the salt water coming out.
Come on, Benny, get to this. Come on, man. He's like gargle talking at me. Come on.
So
I'm trying. All right. Well, I don't really understand exactly how this thing works.
I feel like there's a technology roll coming.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what's happening.
I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes.
It's a tech roll. I anticipate goodness.
Yeah, I mean, he's got quite a few.
Yeah, so I got a 6.
All right. So you get 2 more franchise dice, and tell me what this looks like. How do you successfully make use of the trap?
All right, so I'm plugging the trap into the lighthouse light, which is not actually using its own outlet, right? And
Right.
I like unplug that and it doesn't turn off, and then I plug this in and I start like flipping switches, and this like red light starts coming out of it, and it starts crackling, and then the like sailor guy, or we'll say lighthouse keeper guy actually.
Ooh, yeah, cool.
And yeah, so he calls out. He like starts getting sucked in, and he starts. He starts screaming, "No, this isn't how it goes. I get to have my revenge. I have my revenge." And then the light must go out, and then he gets sucked into the thing.
Oh wow! All right. Huh. All right. So when he gets sucked in, I think the light goes out. And all you can see out into the fog and into the ocean. It looks like standard fog and standard ocean and whatnot. Though you're gonna have a bit of a time getting back down those stairs, but I'm sure you'll make it if you go slowly eventually. Justin, as soon as the light goes out, the ship just vanishes. What are you doing out there?
I'm following. There's a sort of path past the lighthouse that winds its way down to the water side, and I'm taking off down that path.
No, that sounds great. Simon, what was your question with regards to mechanics?
Oh no, just responding to some comments.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna start heading down the stairs.
Trap is like shaking and kind of like vibrating and trying to kind of leap out of our hands.
Nice. Yeah. I think the stairs are definitely kind of they're old. They're definitely been weathered a little bit. Why don't you give me an athletics check? I want to see if you can get down to like the little kind of landing down at the bottom and see how that goes.
Who are you asking me for?
Oh, this is for Justin.
I got a 5.
Oh wow! All right. So I think you get a franchise die. Yes, get a franchise die, and describe what happens. Describe the positive result of what happens when you get down there.
Well, I make it all the way down easily, and I'm, taking off into the water, and I can still see a faint trace of the ghost ship outlined in the fog. Like,
nice.
But when the moon passes just so, I can see a little bit of it. So
so like cloudy night, but when there's a break in the clouds, the moonlight kind of shows down, and you can see the ship out there. Mm-hmm. Is it just floating out there? Does it look like it is that where it kind of like hit upon the rocks, or?
Yeah, I guess it looks like it's moving, but it's staying in place. But it's moving, like, it looks like it's moving at a fair clip toward some rocky edge.
Okay.
Along the shore, but it's sort of like held in place in this point in its trajectory.
Is it having like kind of like a? Does it look like it's kind of like a scene that keeps on kind of like happening over and over again? Like kind of like it goes a little bit and then
Exactly.
goes a little bit. And go. Nice. I like it. So Wallace and Justin, are you guys going to be kind of helping Mark down and out of the lighthouse?
Unless he plays it off like there's no big deal, yeah.
I am been playing it like that, but if you offer help, I'll take it. But I don't ask for it.
Are you doing that kind of like leaning up against the
totally.
wall type of thing? Just kind of like putting a lot of each time you're trying to step, you lean a hole hard into the wall.
Something like that. If I ever get to some tools like a shovel or something like that, I might try to get a crutch.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And there's probably like a handrail or something like that you can kind of lean on as well. All right. So the three of you kind of make your way down to the bottom of the lighthouse, and you wonder where's Justin?
Yeah. So where's Justin?
Justin! Where are you, man? Forget about that Witter Will or whatever.
I'm not yelling because I'm out of breath.
I'm good.
I sense that you are probably far enough down that you're probably not going to hear them shouting.
And they probably won't hear the extra splashing.
No.
Where was the last time you saw him?
Point in a vague direction that's not at all helpful. Over there. You're kind of somewhere between there, like 5 o'clock and 2:30-ish. Near the edge.
Near the edge, that's actually helpful. Okay, I'll go look for him.
All right.
Just waddle over there with like I said, probably a shovel as a crutch, yelling, "Justin!"
You're definitely gonna go pretty slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Justin, are you just gonna stay down there, or are you gonna head back up?
Well, I want to get in this boat.
Oh, you want to try and get out to the boat? Wow. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're trying to swim out to the boat? Oh, I did not understand that at all. Okay. That's awesome.
And it's pretty close because it's about to crash on these rocks.
Okay. I'm down with that. I think yeah, I mean, okay, so was that intentional? Was that part of, do you feel that was all part of that same piece of the athletics role and whatnot? Or
sure, it could be. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so okay, so I think go ahead.
Because I don't think it actually takes as much as it looks like it should, because there's some level of like ghostly congealing of the air and water.
Okay.
Into making it a more climbable surface.
Nice.
So I only have to swim a little bit before I'm kind of walking on fog.
Okay. So Mark, when you do get to the edge, you can see when the you can see the clouds opened up and the light showing down. You can see this you can see a boat out there, and you're pretty certain you see someone kind of like swimming-ish towards it. And from the back, I mean, they seem to be wearing similar clothes to what Justin was wearing. What are you going to
do? Damn it, Justin. Always having fun when the others are away. I'm going to yell at him and try to catch up to him.
So trying to catch up to him means going down a pretty rickety set of stairs, and then doing a little bit of swimming. Is that still what you want to do with 0 athletics? Just checking.
But what's the alternative? I mean,
you could ask, you could notify one of your other compatriots who might be able to help out. Okay. Just saying.
Yeah, but they're still a bit away. So I'm going to yell, "I found him," and go down.
Okay. Let's see here.
Now, what happened at 0?
Yeah, Rich, what happens when you have 0 skill?
I think you just fail.
I think you just fail? Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that's correct. Let's see, stress.
You could burn some. You could burn a franchise die.
Okay. Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
How many do we have on the gym card?
We put 3 in there originally.
Yeah.
There's still 3 there.
Yeah, if you want to roll gym card dice, you can do that.
That's cool. Is it cool with you guys if I take 2?
I'm cool with it.
All right.
Is everybody else okay with it?
Awesome.
Perfect. Because I'm not going to leave Justin hanging like this. A 3. No, the best one, 5.
All right. So you do successfully get down there, and you get a franchise die. So add 1 to the franchise die, and tell us how you get down there, and what happens when you get down there.
Okay. Since I have a twisted ankle, I probably spot some kind of how do I say that in English? Some kind of old big metal plate. Probably was a metal wall to ward off the area at some point, but it's in disarray, and I just used that as a damn it, words.
Like as a slide or something like that?
A slide, yes, exactly.
Awesome. So you're gonna kind of like slide down the stairs to get down there?
Exactly.
Awesome. I approve of this. Good thing you already rolled. So you're gonna shoot on down there, and yeah, you end up catching up to Justin. I mean, you're moving really fast, so you slide on out there, and
maybe you ricochet a little bit on the beach and the water.
Right. So Justin, okay. Here, then you automatically fail any and all use of that skill. Treat this the same as rolling a 1 on the skill roll chart. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you remembered right. I just grabbed it.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll continue going, but for next time. Okay. Cool. So Justin, you hear this like clanging sound, kind of coming towards you, and you look and you turn around and you see Mark kind of, I don't know, sledding down the stairs and then bouncing on the beach and on the rocks out towards you. What do you do?
Mark, come on. We've got to talk to him. And I point up, and there's the ghost warden of the ghost ship looming on the edge in the moonlight.
Wow, that sounds almost poetic. Yeah, let's go talk to him. If I can figure out a way to go up on the boat, I guess.
So Wallace and Benny, you guys are you saw Mark kind of walk over there, and then I feel like you probably heard some like kind of yeehaw type of Yahoo type stuff, and which kind of slowly went away. What are you guys gonna do?
I'm not totally sure, since it seems like we don't have an easy way to catch up with them.
We should get this captured ghost back to the van so it doesn't break out again. Think we'll get paid for this? Like, this was probably the only thing. We got a ghost. He had a ghost problem. It's the only ghost we saw in the lighthouse. All this other stuff. Mark's goofing around. We should. Think we're done? Think we're done? We're done,
Confessional.
right, Benny?
I'd be a confessional.
Okay, so hold on, before you start. So everybody go ahead and turn off your mics and your cameras so that we then go to just our man doing the confessional.
I knew Wallace was right. Of course he was right. We just needed to get the ghost out of the lighthouse, and all of our problems would be solved. But I just couldn't do it. I could feel the trap pulsating, vibrating, and spitting with the energy of the old lighthouse keeper ghost, urging to burst free. And I knew that his business would never be settled until we brought him out to the ghost ship to confront his old foes in person. All for my confessional.
Awesome. So apparently, there's going to need to be a meeting of the minds, but I don't think we're going to figure that out until you. I feel like you're going to need to talk to this ghost at some point to actually figure that out. So, yeah, okay. So let us cut back to. Yeah, let's cut back to the ghost boat. How are you going to approach this, Justin and/or Mark?
Well, I think like getting up on the ghost boat is fine. It's like there's some rope. Boats are meant to be gotten on. The ghost warden, however, doesn't. Justin's trying to ask him questions, and he just doesn't.
If you're going to be trying to ask him questions, I feel like you need to be making a contact roll.
Wait, I should re-roll that. I only have one contact dice. It's a 5.
A 5. Well, you will get one franchise die and describe how your conversation with the Ghost Warden goes.
The Ghost Warden is a stoic man, but when he hears when I babble something about the lighthouse, he just turns and points, and there's there's a ghost who's shackled on board, really just grim looking guy, and yeah. Just this prisoner ghost.
He just points at him. Okay. And Mark, you're watching all this. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking if someone's really important here is that ghost prisoner. So I'm going to talk to him to know what's his deal.
Okay. Once you give me a contact roll.
Yes. The one thing I'm good at.
All right.
Or good-ish. Oh, it's 6.
All right. You guys get 2 more franchise dice and tell me how spectacularly this goes.
Oh, I have to make up stuff. All right.
While
So
you're thinking, Sam, Simon, just want to throw in, we're currently at 14 franchise dice or job dice. We only need 2 more. So we should be like angling towards a possible solution so that
Mhm.
we're not like I wouldn't create new plots or new dangers.
yeah.
Don't make yourself roll a stress roll like my idiot butt did.
and
Like,
it probably should line up somehow with the confessional that Sam made.
Yeah, so we need a confrontation between that guy and the
Someone on the boat,
ghost.
I guess.
So, I get it. He so he's probably a war criminal, did something horrible in his life, and the ghost of the lighthouse was seeking revenge on him. He sank the whole boat just to get to him.
Oh wow. So wow. Okay.
And that guy knows that he did something wrong and is seeking to not to atone, but to get his pardon or something like that.
Okay. So the guy on the boat knows that knows that it was intentionally sunk, and he died intentionally because of this person in the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So Wallace and Benny, you guys are up there. What are you doing after hearing this kind of like Yahoo woohoo type thing? And as you see, you guys can both now see, with the moonlight, your eyes are kind of like used to it now. You can see that there's this kind of like ghost ship, kind of like slightly moving and then rolling back and then moving and rolling back, moving, this type of thing. And you can see your compatriots down there.
I mean, I guess if we can, we'll go over there and release the ghosts. Is there something else that you want to do?
no, that works. That works, Benny. Let's make it happen.
All right.
Don't need to go to committee. Let's just do it.
Yep. All right. So, are you guys gonna kind of like slowly take your time to get down there, or are you gonna like rush down there and make it happen?
I'm rushing, man.
Rushing. All right.
I'm not here to be cautious.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
I am.
once you let's see here, I guess. Well, yeah. Why don't you? I mean, if you guys are both rushing down there, I need athletics rolls from both of you guys.
Awesome. And I have a -1 die on this roll, so
Yeah.
I'm just rolling 2.
And as far as I can tell, that means that
How are we doing on our gym and bank? Is that just the stuff that's there?
Jim has 1, Bank has 1, so
Alright.
they can't use it if it's a 0.
I think so.
Okay,
Like it
yeah.
just means if you're making a skill roll just on the skill you can't, but you can always use those in lieu of. So
Awesome.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take. You have plenty of athletics. All right. I'm gonna take the dice that are available then.
Yeah. Go ahead. You should probably roll the bank die separately, just so, because it has different results.
Yeah, give it a different color or something.
Cool. A 5 on the bank die is my high.
All right.
All right, and I'm rolling. I got a 5 as well. That should bring us to the end.
Yeah. So you'll return the bank die to the bank, and you guys will each get 1. And you guys both get good results. So let's bring this on home. What does it look like as you guys get down there?
So who narrates what happens next?
You go for it, man.
Yeah.
All right, sure.
And I think you can go ahead, and Rich, feel free to jump in and embellish.
If I've got ideas or want to yes and I will.
Go for it.
All right, so we're like we're rushing, and then we're like kind of walking kind of slowly through the icy water. We're like holding the trap like as high above as possible, so like the water doesn't get it. And then we come out, and you guys pull us onto the ghost ship where the we see all these freaking ghosts. But I guess we're not that scared since it's not our first ghost of the evening. And pull like this like lever goes like a chunk sound, and it like breaks open the current like ghost holding tablet, and like spits it out, and the warden's ghost appears.
You mean the
Or not warden's ghost, the lighthouse keeper's
keeper.
ghost appears.
So Rich, what is the lighthouse keeper kind of appears in front of the in front of this prisoner. What does that interaction look like?
I think all of these prisoners were seeking vengeance from him, right? So I think
he was looking for he was taking vengeance on them by killing them, basically.
Right.
And, oh, you want them to take vengeance? Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking that they blamed him, right?
Yeah.
And he was held to the lighthouse because he's the keeper, right? He died here.
Yep.
And so they take their vengeance. They're not going to come back, so they tear him apart, like all his pieces. They drag him to hell, and it's really, it's okay. It's
I'm gonna add one thing, which is that the prisoner who was actually the one who he was trying to kill, right? The one who wants to atone, like that guy stands up and tries to like defend the lighthouse keeper, and he gets torn apart too.
Oh wow, oof! And I think as they get torn apart, I think parts of the ship start breaking off, and you guys are kind of like doing this like shaking type of thing. So you guys are going to need to kind of like, abandon ship and kind of like get off of it. And I think we see this kind of like the ship kind of break off and break away and just kind of like sink into the water. But as it sinks, it basically like vanishes, basically. Like it doesn't actually go down. It just like slowly goes away, basically.
And the last thing we see of it is the ghost warden who tips his ghost wardenship captain hat at us.
I approve. All right, folks. You guys figured it out. I was not expecting any of this, which is exactly the right thing to do with inspectors. So you guys have 16 franchise dice.
And we're all very wet.
You're all very wet. You also all have lots of minus. You've all lost some ability scores.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. I'm trying to find the.
And my Nextel totally did not stand up in the water.
Weak sauce.
And my boombox is broken. That's really shitty.
Like I now want us all to have Nextel so we can make that annoying chirp sound.
All right. So, let me do housekeeping. Finding the. Rich, how does that tail end work?
So you kind of take a vacation is the way that it works. You're supposed to go on vacation and you spin dice for dice. So oh man, your camera's done. That sucks.
Don't worry. That guy who sold it to you has another one. It's a little more expensive because his last one.
It's his last one for real.
This one's waterproof, also.
So it goes 1 for 1. So Justin would need to buy up his athletics, right? Or not Justin, sorry. Mark would need to buy back his athletics with 1 die. Benny would need to buy back his athletics with 1 die. So we go from 16 to 14. And then from there, we can replenish our franchise cards.
Yep.
With the remainders.
Cool. So once you guys bump yourself up after taking dice away, you guys had 16, so however it is that you need to...
Well, we'll just mark it down to 14 off the bat so you guys can go on a vacation and fix what you had.
Is there anything else besides just regular franchise dice, the dice that we can buy?
That is it.
Yep, that's it.
Cool.
So you want to go 4 on each and 2 in the bank?
Did people only lose 1 point?
Yeah, because we only had one.
Because you only had one. That's right. Yes.
I can't go negative.
Awesome.
I mean, it'd be fair to say that we need to spend 2 to bring it back up, but
It's okay. I'm not feeling overly brutal here. So yeah, how do you guys want to spend your
being weak, save us some dice.
Yeah. So how do you want to spend your franchise on the cards in the bank?
We should probably put plenty into gym.
yeah,
We used a lot of those.
we could even have a 5th one in gym.
And what is for those of you? Well, yeah. What can I get like kind of like a snapshot of what your downtime looked like for those of you who needed to take that vacation time? So that
LAN party.
LAN party, of course.
Nice.
Yeah.
EverQuest.
Wow.
So even though a Twisted Ankle doesn't really need a cast, I had the cast done, and I had everybody sing it and write some jokes on it and make cool art on it.
Nice.
Are any of you guys the kind of people who would come to this LAN party or no? Really? Okay, excellent.
Well,
I'm probably going, but I'm not playing any game.
You're just smoking weed.
Yeah.
In the corner, I'm going on a deep internet research dive on local local ghosts, boats from the 40s, and it just goes off in all kinds of directions.
Did Wikipedia exist back then?
No,
I think so. I'm pretty sure I used it in high school.
I know GeoCities pages with lots of information exist.
2001.
2001. So
no.
Not yet.
January 15th.
There's certainly like local hauntings.
Sure.
Web rings though.
Web rings.
Bring it back.
Oh yeah.
I learned a lot about like prohibition.
Awesome. There's definitely a web ring associated with the Santa Teresa weird or whatever.
Yeah, weird Santa Teresa.
Also submarines for some reason.
Yeah. Awesome. So, how are people doing? Hopefully you guys enjoyed yourselves.
Yeah.
Yes. So can I get so Jen, what was something that you really enjoyed? Either something that happened in the story or the game itself or any of that stuff.
I really liked how getting a 1 on that one roll really gave me like an impetus to where to lead things from there. Like, oh, I'm obsessed with this boat. There's got to be something on the boat.
I, on request, am going to stop the broadcast now, and we'll do the debriefy type stuff off stream.